Hi friends, good evening. Welcome to SQL Master YouTube channel. So I am Manju here and I welcome you all for my YouTube channel. So today in this video we are going to discuss about complete ETL testing guide related to project scenario. Okay, so from start to end, the how the ETL process is going on. So that video I made here for you people, and the video is long video, so you can don't skip the video. You can watch complete video, then only you can get understand the knowledge what within the video is. Okay, fine, thank you. So but before starting the video, if you are not subscribed to SQL Master, kindly subscribe to SQL Master YouTube channel, so you will be going to get the videos like this regarding ETL testing. Okay, so let us start the video here. So this is what I made slides for you people. So ETL testing data warehouse testing tutorial, a complete guide. Okay, so it has been observed that independent verification and validation is gaining huge market potential, and many companies are now seeing this as a prospective business gain. Customers have been offered a different range of products in terms of service offerings, distributed in many areas based on technology, process, and solutions. ETL or data warehouse is one of the offerings which are developing rapidly and successfully. Through the ETL process, data is fetched from the source systems, transformed as per business rules, and finally loaded into the target system, that is data warehouse. A data warehouse is an enterprise-wide store which contains integrated data that aids in the business decision-making process. It is a part of business intelligence. Why do organizations need data warehouse? Okay, so this is a very important question. So organizations with organized IT practices are looking forward to creating the next level of technology transformations. They are now trying to make themselves much more operational with easy to incorporate interoperate data. Okay, so having said that data is most important part of any organization, it may be everyday data or historical data. Data is the backbone of any report, and reports are the baseline on which all vital management decisions are taken. So most companies are taking a step forward in constructing their data warehouse to store and monitor real-time data as well as historical data. That is, crafting an efficient data warehouse is not an easy job. Okay, so many organizations have distributed departments with different applications running on distributed technologies. So ETL tool is employed in order to make a flawless integration between different data sources from different departments. The ETL tool will work as an integrator, extracting data from different sources, transforming it into preferred format based on the business transformation rules, and loading it into cohesive DB, known as a data warehouse. Well planned, well defined, and effective testing scope guarantees smooth conversion of project to production. A business gains real buoyancy once the ETL processes are verified and validated by an independent group of experts to make sure that the data warehouse is concrete and robust. ETL or data warehouse testing is categorized into four different engagements, like irrespective of the technology or ETL tools used. That is new data warehouse testing. New data warehouse is built and verified from scratch. Data is input is taken from customer requirements and different data sources as a new data warehouse is built and verified with the help of ETL tools. Migration testing. In this type of project, customer will have an existing data warehouse and ETL performing the job, but they are looking to bag new tools in order to improve the efficiency. Change request. In this type of project, the new data is added from different sources to an existing data warehouse. Also, there might be a condition where customers need to change their existing business rules, or they might integrate the new rules. Then report testing. Report testing is the end result of any data warehouse and the basic purpose of for which the data warehouse builds. The report must be tested by validating the layout, data in the report, and calculation. Okay, so ETL testing techniques. Data transformation testing, verifying if data is transformed correctly according to the various business requirement and rules. Source to target count testing. So make sure that count of records loaded in the target is matching with expected count. Source to target data testing. Make sure that the projected data is loaded into the data warehouse without any data loss or truncation. Data quality testing. Make sure that the ETL application appropriately rejects, replaces with default values and reports invalid data. Performance testing. Make sure that data is loaded in the data warehouse within the prescribed and expected time frames to confirm improved performance and scalability. Production validation testing. Validate the data in the production system and compare it against the source data. Data integration testing. Make sure that the data from various sources has been loaded properly to target system and all threshold values are checked. And eighth one is application migration testing. In this testing, ensure that the ETL application is working fine on moving to a new box or platform. Data and constant check. The data type, length, index, constants, etc. are tested in this case. 10th one is duplicate data check. Test if there is any duplicate data present in the target system. Duplicate data can lead to incorrect analytical reports. Apart from the above ETL testing methods, other testing methods like system integration testing, user acceptance testing, incremental testing, regression testing, retesting, navigation testing, are also carried out to make sure everything is smooth and reliable. Okay, so ETL data warehouse testing process, similar to any other testing, lies under independent verification and validation. ETL is also going through the same phase. Requirement understanding, validating, test estimation is based on the number of tables and the complexity of rules, data volume, and performance of a job. Test planning is based on the inputs from the test estimation and business requirements. We need to identify here as what is in scope and what is out of scope. We will also look out of dependencies, risks, and mitigation plans during this phase. Designing test cases and test scenarios from all the available inputs. We also need to design mapping documents and SQL scripts. So once all test cases are ready and approved, the testing team will proceed to perform pre-execution checks and the test data preparation for testing. So lastly, execution is performed until exit criteria are met. So the execution phase includes the running ETL jobs, monitoring job runs, SQL script execution, defect logging, defect retesting, and regression testing. Okay, so upon successful completion, a summary report is prepared and a closure process is done. In this phase, a sign off is given to promote the job or code to the next phase. So the first two phases, that is requirement understanding and validation, can be regarded as a pre-steps for ETL process. So that is what in pictorial form it is mentioned here: test planning, test design, execution, test closure, and closure. So it is necessary to define the test strategy which should be mutually accepted by stakeholders before starting actual testing. A well-defined test strategy will ensure that the correct approach has been followed to meet the testing aspirations. So ETL data warehouse testing might require writing SQL statements extensively by the testing team, or maybe tailoring the SQL provided by the development team. In any case, the testing team must be aware of the results that they are trying to get using those SQL statements. So difference between the database and data warehouse testing. So there is a popular misunderstanding that the database testing and data warehouse are similar, while the fact is both are different. Okay, so different types of testing. Database testing is done using a smaller scale of data, normally with OLTP, that is online transaction processing type of databases, while the data warehouse testing is done with large volume of data involving OLEP, online analytical processes databases. So in database testing, normally data is consistently injected from uniform sources, while in data warehouse testing, most of the data comes from the different kind of data sources which are sequentially inconsistent. We generally only perform CRUD, that is create, read, update, and delete operations during database testing, while in data warehouse testing we use read only, that is select operation. Normalized databases are used in DB testing, while denormalized database is used in data warehouse testing. There are a number of universal verifications that have to be carried out for any kind of data warehouse testing. So given below is the list of objects that are treated as an essential for validation in this testing. Verify that data transformation from source to destination works as expected. Verify that expected data is added to the target system. Verify that all DB fields or field data are loaded without any truncation. Verify data checksum for record count match. Verify that for rejected data proper error logs are generated with all details. And verify null values fields, and verify that duplicate data is not loaded. Verify data integrity. So ETL testing challenges. This testing is quite different from conventional testing. Okay, many challenges are faced while performing data warehouse testing. Here are a few challenges that I experienced on my project. So incompatible and duplicate data, loss of data during ETL process, unavailability of inclusive uh, test bed, and testers have no privileges to execute ETL jobs on their own. The volume and complexity of data is huge. Fault in business processes and procedures, trouble acquiring and building test data, unstable testing environment, missing business flow information. Data is important for businesses to make critical business decisions. ETL testing plays a significant role in validating and ensuring that the business information is accurate, consistent, and reliable. So it is also minimize the hazard of data loss in production. Hope these steps will help you to ensure that ETL process is accurate and the data warehouse built by this is a competitive advantage for your business. Okay, I hope you understood this concept clearly. So how to perform ETL testing using Informatica Power Center tool. So it is a known fact that ETL testing is one of the crucial aspects of any business intelligence based applications. In order to get the quality assurance and acceptance to go live in business, the BI application should be tested well beforehand. The primary objective of ETL testing is to ensure that the extract, transform, and load functionality is working as per business requirements and in sync with performance standards. Before we dig into the ETL testing with Informatica, it is essential to know that what ETL and what are the Informatica are. So, what we learn in this lesson, some points are here. Basics of ETL, Informatica, and ETL testing. Understanding ETL testing specific to Informatica. Classification of ETL testing in Informatica, sample test cases for an Informatica ETL testing, benefits of using Informatica as an ETL tool, tips and tricks to aid you in testing. In computing, extract, transform, and load refers to the process in database usage, and especially in data warehousing that performs data extraction, data transformation, and data load. Informatica Power Center ETL testing tool. Informatica is a powerful ETL tool from Informatica Corporation. It is a single unified enterprise data integration platform for accessing, discovering, and integrating data from virtually any business system in any platform. So it's a single unified enterprise data integration platform for accessing, discovering, and integrating data from virtually any business system and delivering that the data throughput the enterprise at any speed. So the Informatica Power Center, we create workflows that perform end-to-end ETL operations. Understanding ETL testing specific to Informatica, that the ETL testers offer have pertinent questions about what to test in Informatica and how much test coverage is needed. Let me take you through a tour on how to perform ETL testing specific to Informatica. The main aspects which should be essentially covered in Informatica testing are testing the functionality of Informatica workflow and its components, all transformations used in underlying the mappings to check the data completeness, that is ensuring if projected data is getting loaded to the target without any truncation and data loss, and verifying if the data getting loaded to the target within estimated time limits, that is evaluating performance of the workflow, ensuring that the workflow does not allow any invalid or unwanted data to be loaded in the target. Classification of ETL testing Informatica. For better understanding and ease of testers, ETL testing in Informatica can be divided into two main parts, that is high level testing and detailed testing. Firstly, in the high level testing, you can check if the Informatica workflow and related objects are valid or not. Verify if the workflow is getting completed successfully on running. Confirm if all required sessions and tasks are being executed in the workflow. Validate if the data is getting loaded to the desired target directory and with the expected file name in case the workflow is creating a file, etc. In a nutshell, you can say that the high level testing includes all the basic sanity checks. Coming to the next part, that is detailed testing in Informatica, you will be going to in depth to validate if the logic implemented in Informatica is working as expected in terms of its results and performance. So you need to do the output data validations at the field level, which will confirm that the transformation is operating fine. Verify if the record count at each level of processing, and finally if the target is as expected. Monitor thoroughly elements like source qualifier and target in source, target statistics of session. Ensure that the run duration of the Informatica workflow is as per uh, is at par with estimated runtime. So this to sum up, we can say that the detailed testing includes a rigorous end-to-end validation of Informatica workflow and the related flow of data. So let us take an example here. We have a flat file that contains data about different products. It stores details like the name of the product, its description, category, date of expiry, price, etc. My requirement is to fetch each product record from the file, generate unique product ID corresponding to each record, and load it into target database table. It also need to suppress those products which either belong to the category C or whose expiry date is less than the current date. So you can see observe here the table and with product data, and based on my requirements started above, my database table should look like this. Okay, so table name, table underscore product. Okay, so this is what the table data here. So we can see here this table data. Now, say we have developed an Informatica workflow to get solution for my ETL requirements. So the underlying Informatic mappings will read data from the flat file, pass the data through a router transformation that will discard the rows which either have product categories as C or expiry date. Then I will be using sequence generate to create unique primary key values for product underscore ID column in product table. So finally, the records will be loaded into the product table, which is the target for my Informatica mapping. Examples below are the sample test cases for the scenario explained above. You can use these test cases as a template in your Informatica testing project and add or remove similar test cases depending on the functionality of your workflow. So test case ID, this is one. So test case purpose, validate workflow, this is a test procedure. Go to workflow manager, open workflow menu, click on validate. Okay, so input value, so the test data, sources and targets are available and connected. Sources, all source instance name, mapping, all mappings name, targets, all target instances name, session, all sessions name. So expected results, message in the workflow manager status bar, workflow is valid. So actual results, message in the workflow manager status bar, workflow is valid. So remarks we can say as pass. Okay, so this is how some of the test cases available here. You can just go through that for your reference purpose. Okay, so you can observe this also. And next we move to the next part. So benefits of using Informatica as an ETL tool. Informatica is a popular and successful ETL tool because it has a high go live success rate, that is nearly 100%. Informatica has the capability of enabling lean integrations. It is a moderately pricing tool when compared to the other ETL tools. It comes with internal job scheduler, so there is no need to use third-party scheduler separately like some other ETL tools do. Easy training and availability has made Informatica more popular. Okay, so some useful tips to assist you in Informatica ETL testing are as below. generate the test data before executing the test scenarios. The test data should be in sync with the test case it is used for. Make sure that you have covered all three scenarios. No data is submitted, invalid data is submitted, and valid data is submitted as an input to Informatica workflow. Make sure to test that all required data is getting loaded to the target completely. For this, you can use test case that is T003 described above as a sample. So it's very important to test that the workflow is doing all the data transformation correctly as per the business rules. I would suggest that for each transformation applied in your Informatica mapping, you should have a checklist to verify output data against it. That way you can report bugs easily if any transformation is not working fine. So you can see here ETL versus DB testing. A closer look at the ETL testing need and planning and ETL tools. Software testing has a variety of areas to be concentrated. Major varieties are functional and non-functional. Functional testing is procedural way to ensure so that the functionality developed works are expected. Non-functional testing is approach by which the non-functional aspects like enhance and performance at an acceptable level can be ensured. There is another flavor of testing is called DB testing. Data is organized in the database in the form of tables. For business, there can be flows where the data from multiple tables can be merged or processed onto single table and vice versa. So DB testing versus ETL testing. Most of us are a little confused over considering both database testing and ETL testing are similar and the same. The fact is they are similar but not the same. So we can observe the below diagram here. The form. These three tables are here, and the web application is responding in both directions, and the application database is here. So that's getting a response from application databases. So DB testing is usually used extensively in the businesses flows where there are multiple data flows occurring in the application from multiple data sources on to a single table. The data source can be a table, flat file, application, or anything else that can yield some output data. In turn, the output data obtained can still be used as input for sequential business flows. Hence, when we perform DB testing, the most important thing that has to be captured is the way the data can get transferred from the source along with how it gets saved in the destination location. So synchronization is one of the major and essential thing that has to be considered when performing the DB testing. Due to positioning of the application in the architectural flow, there might be a few issues with data and or DB synchronization. Hence, while performing the testing, this has to be take care of as an to overcome the potential invalid defects or bugs. So example one is here. Project A has integrated architecture, whereas where the particular application makes use of data from several other heterogeneous data sources. Hence, the integrity of these data with destination location has to be done along with the validations for the following: primary foreign key validation, column values integrity, null values for any column. So you can see here ETL testing is a special type of testing that the client wants to have it done for their forecasting and analysis of their business. This is mostly used reporting purposes. For instance, if the client need to have reported on the customers who use or go for their product based on the way on the day they purchase, they have to make use of the ETL reports, post analysis and reporting. So this data is data warehouse to data warehouse, where the old historical business data has to be moved. This is a multiple level testing as the data from source is transferred into multiple environments before it reaches the field final destination destined location. So ETL test planning. One of the main steps in ETL testing is about planning the test that is going to be executed. It will be similar to the test plan for the system testing that is usually performed, except a few attributes like requirements and test cases. Here, The requirements are the nothing but a mapping sheet that will have a kind of mapping data within the different databases. As we are aware that the ETL testing occurs on multiple levels, there are various mappings needed for the validating this. So this is the diagram where you can observe the things like sources, source data, raw data from data sources, operating system, ERP, CRM, flat files. Okay, extraction and transformation loading is happening here, ETL process, and is loaded into the data warehouse. And again from data warehouse, OLAP analysis and reporting, data mining and reconciliation. So next come to critical ETL needs. As we understand, ETL is the need for forecasting, reporting and analyzing the business in order to capture the customer needs in more successive manner. This will enable the business to have higher demands than the past. Here are a few critical needs without which ETL testing cannot be achieved. The data and tables identification. This is important as there can be many other irrelevant and unnecessary data that can be of at least importance when forecasting and analyzing the customer needs. Hence, the relevant data and the tables have to be selected before starting up ETL works. Mapping sheet. This is one of the critical needs while doing ETL works. Mapping of the right table from the source to destination is mandatory, and any problems or incorrect data in this sheet might impact the whole ETL deliverable. So third one is table designs and data column type. This is the next major step when considering the mapping of source tables into the destined tables. The column type has to match with tables at both places, etc. Database access. The main thing is access to the database where ETL goes on. Any restrictions on the accessing will have an equivalent impact. Okay. So then ETL reporting and testing. Reporting in ETL is more important as it explains and directs the clients the customer needs. By this, they can forecast and analyze the exact customer needs. So basic issues in ETL testing. So there can be a number of issues while performing ETL testing like following. So either the access to the source tables or views will not be valid. The column name and the data type from source to next layer might not match. A number of records from the source table to destined table might not match, and there might be much more. So following is an example. So you can just see here and read these. Okay, so like observe the table also. So you will get some idea here. So like basic issues in ETL testing. Okay, so what are the issues will occur here? You can just go through this. And then points to remember while ETL test planning and execution. The most important thing in ETL testing is the loading of data based on the extraction criteria from the source DB. When the criterion is invalid or obsolete, then there will be no data in the table to perform ETL testing. That really brings more issues. Following are a few of points to be taken care while ETL planning and execution, like data is being extracted from heterogeneous data sources, ETL process handling in the integrated environment that have different DBMS, OS, hardware, and communication protocols. And the necessity is having a logical data mapping sheet before the physical data can be transferred. And the fourth one is understanding and examining of data sources, initial load and the incremental load, audit columns, loading the facts and the dimensions. So ETL tools and their significant usage. ETL tools are basically used to build and convert the transformation logic by taking data from source to another, applying the transformation logic. So you can also map the schemas from the source to destination, which occurs in unique ways. That is, a transform and clean up data before it can move to the destination, along with the loading at the destination in an efficient manner. This can significantly reduce the manual effort as the mapping can be done that is used for almost of the ETL validation and verification. So friends, you understood the some of the very important concepts here about regarding ETL complete guide process, but still have to upload for BI intelligence, that is business intelligence tools, and ETL tools, different types of ETL tools. in my next video. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, and if you're not subscribed to SQL Master, kindly subscribe to SQL Master so that you will get more videos regarding ETL testing. So thank you friends, thank you very much. Bye bye, have a nice day, take care.